Hi! So today's video is going to be on wanding and some beginner tutorials, like very beginner. I'm going to tell you some things about wands. There's short string and there's long string. This is going to be just for short string. They do have different lengths. As you can see, these two are different lengths. This one is longer and this one is shorter. They also have different lengths in string. This string is shorter and this string is longer. I'm going to be using the Pixie Tails wand, which is actually reflective. I'm going to leave her shop down below. This one is from Flow Toys, but for this tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys on this wand because it's oh so pretty. There's multiple loops. I have no idea what kind of loop that you're going to be using for this tutorial, but I'm going to show you both of them. For Flow Toys, it has this more loop system that you just put your finger in, tighten it. Pixie Tails, she has more of this double loop system. Put your finger through it. Put your finger through the other loop. Doop. There you go. I do like tightening it just because my fingers are a bit small, so I do tighten that loop just so, you know, it works a little bit more. There is a bottom side of a wand. The Pixie Tails, she has this little band right here. I like keeping it right there just so I do know that that is the bottom of the wand, and this will be the top. They might have a sticker on the bottom of the actual products, like right here, versus this side that doesn't have any. So this is the top, this is the bottom. For setting up, starting out, kickstarters, anything like that, whatever you want to fucking call it. Some people just like to hold it and let go. And none of the strings are like knotted up in your fingers or anything like that. Just a nice loose band string. And you're just going to drop it. And it should be perfectly still. Let's start up is you can have your second hand, the hand that's free, not the hand that's wanding, the hand that's free, loop up with the string, grasp it. So when you let it go, you're going to have this nice, and when you let go, you can have it more that way. Toss it up like this. If I swing it, the top is still going to come up straight towards me. I set to go for wanding. You guys see me do it a lot. It is one of my favorite techniques to do. Another important thing is just keeping it stable. If it is ever doing this or anything like that, restart. Completely restart. Unless you know how to fix this problem, which I will go on later in other tutorials, make sure it is always perfectly still in some kind of direction like this. Even if it's swaying like this in some way, you can still pace it out to the center. Another very important thing is that you want to make sure for your actual spin, this direction, there's a hand motion to be going with this that makes it go a little bit easier. After a while you won't have to need it anymore. You can keep your hand straight and you will still have this motion. How I learned how to do it, Smiley, she taught me of kind of thinking of it as like stirring a pot. So you can think of it that way. Usually how I tell people, think of a ball. So this is the top of the ball. Just imagine yourself rubbing on top of the ball and it's kind of be that motion. And then to more like emphasize that, think of your hand actually rotating against the top of the ball. So then you have kind of that motion. So once you get that motion down, you can start spreading your finger, your palm up. This way. You can be directional. You can even put a fist for it. I really feel like the hands that you use will really cause emotion for the feel of the movement. The way that I flow, and this is why it's important for you guys to watch more than one tutorial. Some people flow with just like movement, elegance, and everything like that. For my flow, I don't go slow at all. I do it heavy pace. That's just how I flow. I don't care what anybody says. And it's just, I always do it how I feel about the music or whatever is playing or however I'm feeling. So if it's more of like a strong moment, I will always push it or like try to make it come back to me. Something like that. So whatever kind of hand motions or feelings, anything like that can cause a lot. You know, more close, farther away. You can have your hands be really like tough and angled for it to work together. You know, really don't forget about your hands and how they look and feel and everything like that, because I feel like it puts a lot more emotion through it. Because keep in mind, it's not like hula hooping where you're actually like all over your body and you can move in direction that way. You're just this unit is going to be kind of off your body. So you're going to have to make a way to make it look like elegant. Instead of just being like this, you can make it flow a lot better that way. Start actually putting some power behind it, so you can do little tosses. A little toss here, and then you kind of want to like budge it so it kind of like stops in its own way. Doot, doot, doot. Kind of like whatever. I don't care. It's kind of like that. I don't know how else to describe it. Just kind of like push it side to side, but make sure you have that force for it to hesitate for a second. So doot, doot. When it swings this way, it should naturally just look like a little hesitation over here. So that should help a little bit. Freezing, and then boop, however you direction it. Doot. You can go lower to higher. Everything like that. And you can move it this way. Down, middle, and higher. This motion from down, middle, and higher with this way. So it actually looks like it's rotating up and rotating down. Don't forget that there's also direction whether it's forward or back or even behind you. So don't forget about that. You have down, middle, top, close, or out. Another really, really easy move, of course, having the string on this hand, grab it with your free hand, loop your thumb around it right here until it's nice and tight, and you can spin it any way or direction. And with this hand, you can move it lower or higher. So when you're tossing it, you can go down, higher, pull it, everything like that. Okay? And way to stop it, you can go back to this and just release it until it goes into a normal motion. So again, grab it right there so you can pull it up and down that way, start spinning it, go down, angled it a little bit differently so you can see it, rotating it around and down. So when it rotates out, you can see it's going in, out right here. I do recommend tossing it more on the out until you get comfortable where you can be inside and toss it out. You can add more power to it so it does rotate out a little bit faster, so you can do that upwards toss. But just for like basic simple things, make sure when you're rotating it, it's right here, flowing out and going around. Emphasize whenever you're doing tricks at all, just don't leave this hand around. I'm just trying to emphasize what I'm really doing with this hand. So when you're actually doing tosses, make it go around and swing it and have that power behind you to bring it around. Don't make it just look like, there we go, which I do get a little bit lazy sometimes, I do admit, but you really want to make sure you're using both hands so it looks like this motion and this power around you, that you're flowing around with energy rather than just like, oh yeah, sweet tricks. Like, don't do that. Don't do that at all. They just play with it, be comfortable with it. Don't be afraid to try new things or anything like that. Yeah, that's everything. You guys are having a wonderful day, a wonderful week and journey. I will see you guys next time. If you want any of the products, it's going to be down below. Her store and everything for any kind of wands or hoops or anything like that. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!